Hello and welcome to another episode of Double J's List. Here to talk about diesel fuel additives and why we use them, especially on modern diesel engines. First and foremost, diesel fuel available here in the United States typically has a lower lubricity rating than fuels in other parts of the world. What that means is it doesn't lubricate the way that other diesel fuels do. So most of these engines are developed to work in other markets. So our fuel can actually cause damage to the internal parts of the fuel injection system of these modern diesels. When you have these common rail diesel engines, they typically have very, very high pressure fuel pumps that require, they're lubricated by the fuel traveling through it. So there are a lot of documented cases of high pressure fuel pump failure, which sends little pieces of metal throughout your fuel system. What is commonly accepted as a good preventative measure for failure here would be to run a diesel fuel additive that increases your lubricity. I like to talk specifically about my TDI, Volkswagen TDI engine. That's the one that I've done the most research on. However, I think that this can apply to just about any other modern diesel engine. So as you can see, I have a few different choices as far as additives work. Volkswagen typically recommends this company called Stanadyne. I've been using it almost exclusively in my car. This also claims to increase cetane, and it also helps with cold weather and gelling properties. So, the old diesels used to gel up in the wintertime. This will help prevent that issue. I experimented with a bunch of different ways to transport it and keep it in the car for fill-ups. So I purchased this optibox, which contained 8 bottles of optilube, which is another brand of diesel fuel additive that does similar things. What's really nice about this is that if you flip it open, it comes with a carrier and these little 4-ounce bottles, which are just about right for a tank of fuel, at least in my Volkswagen Jetta Sportwagen TDI. So I have these all ready to go inside the car, and what's also nice is this box, as you can see, has a gasket. It's kind of sticking up right here, but when you close it, it seals it up really nicely. Unfortunately, it doesn't seal up very nicely in these bottles. It can leak out a little bit, and then it always has a smell. So I found that this box was a good way to keep that stink out. So what I've done is I purchased this with these obviously and used them. And then after I used them up, the problem is this optilube is very highly rated. I've looked on some websites for some independent testing, and apparently this is just about the best you can get, but it's really expensive. And then I found that the stanadyne that VW recommends is actually pretty close performance-wise. And then what I do is I bought this bottle on Amazon, and it had this squirter on it with the intentions of pouring it into the bottle and then filling these little bottles up. I found that the thread was the same for the actual stanadyne bottle, and I just moved that over. The straw's a little bit lower, and you have to trim it a bit, or I bend it a little bit. I did that, and I find that that's a nice way to do it. So, yeah, that's what I've done. Pretty much all of this is available on Amazon.com, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave some messages in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can, and it would be great. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more about the TDI or my Land Cruiser or just about anything else I think about automotive-wise for YouTube. Thank you.